Chapter 61. Fixed Dragon Formation. Love Flower Valley. A large number of tree demons were concentrated under the largest love flower tree in the center. With anxious faces, Love Flower Grandmother, Huangfu Chouj, Gu Hai, and Long Wanqing all stepped out of the tree cave and frowned as they looked at the northern part of the thorn formation. From the north came the sound of a burst of generals blasting and drinking. Love Flower Grandmother, King Lu Yong is arriving. Open the thorn formation and hand over the thief disciple Huangfu Chouj, or else we'll flatten the Love Flower Valley and exterminate your entire clan. An explosive cry came from outside the grand formation, fierce and hostile. Grandmother, I just saw 100 flying boats outside the grand formation, each with over 10,000 warriors, which means a minimum of 1 million troops, as well as hundreds of giant dragons, thousands of Jiaolongs, and thousands of hegemons surrounding my Love Flower Valley. King Lu Yang himself is leading the army. What are we going to do? A Love Flower Tree demon said in horror. Great calamity. Is this the great calamity? The Love Flower Grandmother's face was ugly. King Lu Yong knew I came here so quickly. Someone leaked my whereabouts, Huangfu Chouj said in a deep voice. After speaking, Huangfu Chouj frowned at Emotion Flower Grandmother. Grandmother Love Flower frowned as she looked at the group of tree demons and shook her head. It can't be my tribe. It can't be my people either. No one knows I'm here except for the Foothill Stone God, Huangfu Chouj said in a deep voice. The two looked towards Gu Hai and Long Wanqing. We also just found out that Mr. Huangfu came. Long Wanqing frowned. Gu Hai didn't say anything, but looked at the Shaoyu Mountain Villa place and didn't say much. Although he had a guess, he wasn't sure and didn't say anything for a while. Boom! A sudden loud bang came from the east of the thorn formation. It's not good, Grandma. Jiaolong and Bosha broke the formation from the east of the thorn great formation. Many Jiaolongs, many Bishos. What should we do? A tree demon in the distance cried out in alarm. Jiaolong, Bajia. Gu Hai was slightly stunned. To the east of the thorn formation, 100 giant dragons were at the head, commanding thousands of hegemons and Jiao dragons to gather here. The leader of the giant dragons was none other than the first one-eyed giant dragon that Gu Hai had encountered. When he arrived at the border not long ago, Ghostface's uncle, Fangtooth. Fangtooth looked at the thorns array in front of him and said in a cold voice, "All the sub-dragon race listen," the Crown Prince said. "This is the place where the thorns array is broken. The thorns array is deeply rooted. The land of the circling sea is rootless and unobstructed, drilling into the ground and breaking the sea. Huangfu Chouj has no chi luck to add to his body now. Whoever is the first one to capture Huangfu Chouj," the Crown Prince said, "will be rewarded with the Ascension Dragon Dan and bestowed with the promotion to the dragon race, Ang." The crowd of Jiao dragons and hegemons immediately let out a long roar of excitement. Each one's eyes were filled with wariness. Obviously the lure of the dragon rising Dan was too great. "Go!" Fangtooth let out a loud shout. Rumble. 3,000 Jiaolongs and 3,000 hegemons scrambled into the sea, rushing towards the roots of the thorn formation, to drill through the obstruction at the bottom of the sea and rush inside the formation. Rumble. A broken place was a broken place after all, and amidst the earth's rumbling, countless black mud surged out from the seabed, seemingly about to break through the grand formation. And at this moment, the top of the thorn's big formation, within the formation, there are a large number of tree people distributed in all directions, can stand in the high altitude some watchtowers to see the outside world. The sky clouds and fog bigger a cover. The outside world cannot see inside. Inside the watchtower is able to clearly see the outside world. Big formation east lookout platform. Tree people look at 3,000 auger dragon. 3,000 under the bully to break the formation. Suddenly face change worldly. It's over. It's over. Quickly inform Grandma. The big formation has loosened. The Jiaolongs and Bajians are going to break in. Quickly, quickly inform grandmother. The tree man shouted in terror. Amidst the tree man's shouts of alarm, the first Jiaolong had already squeezed through the rubble as it squeezed its head to the bottom of the sea inside the great formation. Ong! The auger dragon's face showed a fierce roar amidst the roar. It quickly squeezed through the rubble and let its body drill in. Rumble! 3,000 Jiao dragons and 3,000 hegemons revealed their heads from the seabed one after another. Ha 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 ha, the Thorn Great Formation is nothing more than that. I'm in, roar. Watch me catch Wang Fu Chouch. The dragon rising pill is mine. I want to evolve into a true dragon. The Jiao dragons and overlords were wild with excitement. Wang Fu Chouch was powerful, but that was in a state where his chi was added to his body. Now that he didn't have a bit of chi, he was just a Pequaning realm. Ong! The Jiaolong and Bosha roared, wanting to break through the sea and charge towards the interior of the Love Flower Valley. On the lookout platform, the tree man's face changed furiously. No good, no good. The Jiao dragons and overlords are breaking in, prepare for battle, prepare for battle. There's a cloud formation on the sea. It was set up by Mergu. Is it working? Don't care if it works or not. Prepare to meet the battle. A large number of tree people roared sharply and were about to charge. In the distance, under the giant love flower tree, Love Flower Grandmother and the others also heard the movement in the east. Under that roar, it seemed as if a group of dragons were breaking out of the formation. Grandmother, Jiaolong, Bosha. They broke in, grandmother. Voices of anxious cries came from the tree people in the distance. A break in the Thorn Formation. The dragons actually know about it. Grandmother Love Flower's face sank. The sub-dragon race. What a coincidence. Gu Hai, however, frowned slightly. Boom, boom, boom. An earth-shattering roar came from the east, followed by the wailing sounds of the Jiao dragons and the overlords. Ong Wu. No. What's going on? I'm being pinned down. I can't move. No. This is a pressure specifically targeting our dragon nature. Only targeting the dragons. What is it? Amidst the terrified, frenzied cries of Jiaolong and Bosha. It's Mr. Gu's grand formation. Grandmother Love Flower's eyes lit up. Yes, to be precise, this grand formation also came from Elder Guanxi. I obtained Elder Guanxi's dragon fixing ring in the past, which could fix and suppress the dragons, although the dragon fixing ring ended up shattering. However, there was a formation inside that was obtained by me. It just happened to be set up for you, Gu Hai explained. Oh, on the side. Wang Fu Chouch looked at Gu Hai in a slight daze. I'm going to guard the east, by me. As long as it's not a strong person from the Heaven Opening Palace, it should be difficult for them to come in, Gu Hai said with a confident face. Good, the crowd responded. I'll go with you, Long Wanqing immediately called out. Probing her hand, she took out her flying boat and shot towards the east. As she flew to the Xiaoyu Mountain Villa, he just happened to see Zhu Chen standing on top of the floating island with a frown on his face. And on the side stood Master Liu Nian and the anxious Mu Chunfeng. Hall Master, Grandmaster Liu Nian and Mu Chunfeng quickly flew onto the flying boat. Swoosh, the flying boat continued flying towards the east. What now? Mu Chunfeng said with a hard look on his face. Rudder Master Mu, please go and find Gu Chen for me. Where has the madness gone these days? Gu Hai frowned. Oh, good. I know where he is. These days, he sang to scare away nearly all the tree demons. But there are some Love Flower Tree demons, childish children, who don't have the ability to distinguish right from wrong before they listen to him. I know where he is. I'm going to go and look for him right now. Mu Chunfeng flew out eagerly. Grandmaster Liu Nian, guard against Zhu Chen. I suspect him to be a spy, Gu Hai whispered to Grandmaster Liu Nian. What? Master Liunian? And Long Wanqing's faces changed. Grandmaster Liu Nian stepped and flew off the flying boat. heading into the distance. If Chu Chen was a spy, that would be a big problem. The Eastern Sea. Boom, boom, boom. A force that came out of thin air bombarded the Zhao dragons and hegemons, and the Zhao dragons and hegemons that were just about to rush out of the water were suddenly pressed down by a strange force, instantly pressing into the seabed, unable to move. The crowd of Zhaolongs and hegemons stared with wide eyes, revealing a wave of incredulity. This couldn't be possible. There wasn't a heavy object, but the fog on the sea condensed a fog ball only, and it pressed the crowd of sub-dragons to the point where they couldn't move. And it seemed like there was a bizarre formation in operation in the fog ball. This pressure, it's directly pressed onto my dragon nature. How could there be a formation that specifically targets the dragon race? Impossible, impossible. Dragon fixing ring. I remember. It's the dragon fixing ring, and it's the same effect as the dragon fixing ring, Elder Chess Watchers formation. The crowd of augurs and overlords were horrified. The tree people around them, who were preparing to meet the enemy, opened their mouths, revealing a bewildered look. Earlier, they were still alarmed that these Zhao dragons and hegemons didn't know how to deal with them. And earlier, they thought that this misformation of Guhai wasn't much use. Just now, those nearly 1,000 Zhao dragons and overlords, as soon as they showed their heads, they were crushed by the big formation and couldn't move. Great, this grand formation is too strong. The crowd of tree people cheered excitedly. Who are you? Guhai and Long Wanqing's flying boats suddenly appeared. Mr. Gu, they've been suppressed by your great formation. Mr. Gu, your grand formation is too powerful. The crowd of tree people cheered. Guhai, however, stared at his brows, because this was just the beginning, blocking the strong outsiders. Was it possible? That day's great battle outside Divine Foothills City, he had seen it with his own eyes. King Lu Yong wanted to break the formation. He couldn't stop it at all. Guhai, what should we do? Long Wanqing looked at Guhai worriedly. Do your best and listen to heaven's fate. Guhai took a deep breath and said. Beyond the eastern part of the Grand Formation, Fangs coldly watched the group of sub-dragons break into the Grand Formation. But breaking in is breaking in, and there wasn't a single other movement. There was a sound barrier within the Thorn Great Formation, and no internal sounds could be heard. It shouldn't be the first batch of sub-dragons that broke in. Even if they pounced on Huangfu Chouch, there should be a bit of movement. Fangs frowned. Hundreds of giant dragons floated on the surface of the sea, and seeing no movement at all, their hearts sank to the bottom. Boom. Steeply, a blood-covered overlord rushed back in terror. Boom, boom, boom. A series of augurs and overlord subordinates scrambled out, each with terrified faces and covered in blood. What's going on? Fang shouted with glaring eyes. Chief, it's over. All of them have been suppressed. The ones in front are all suppressed. No one can move. The blood-covered overlord screamed in horror. What? The Fang's eyes glazed over. There's a big formation inside. There's an ambush. We've been ambushed. The blood-covered overlord screamed in terror.